if I told you a fighter with 2 weeks' notice took out a champion? Or that a plus 850 underdog rocked one of the GOATs? In MMA, anything can happen. And in these 5 fights, it did. A head kick that shook the world. A Stockton slap that silenced the trash talk. A lioness getting tamed. A one-eyed fighter becoming king. And a pizza chef serving up a cold dish of revenge.
Oh, feel it out, process in this one. Wow. Oh, and down goes Miller. Almost instantly.
It's over. It's over. Wow. Impressive.
Miller took a left from...
These ain't your average fights. We're talking about upsets so crazy, they changed MMA forever. Speed beating strength. Fate meeting fate. Underdogs becoming top dogs. And champions falling faster than you can say, what the f***? But here's the real question. What makes these underdogs so damn dangerous? Is it their secret moves, their never say die attitude, or is it something else entirely? Stick around, because we're about to break it all down. All right, let's get into it.
Black trunks, black outfit for Ronda, white for Holm. Ronda did not come out with that blitz.
You know what's wilder than taking down an undefeated champ? Pulling it off with a move everyone saw coming. How did one fighter turn something so predictable into the ultimate game changer? Holm, the underdog who shocked the world at UFC 193. Ronda Rousey was on top of the game, crushing opponents left and right. We're talking a perfect 12-0 record, finishing her last 3 fights in just 64 seconds combined. Damn near untouchable, right? Wrong. Holm had a secret weapon up her sleeve, or should I say in her leg. She'd been practicing this one head kick thousands of times. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't new, but it was about to rattle Rousey's brain forever. So here's Holm stepping into the octagon against the baddest woman on the planet. But instead of getting steamrolled, she's playing it smart. She's using her footwork, keeping Rousey at a distance. It's like watching a bullfighter dodge a raging bull. Rousey's trying to grab her, but Holm's just not there. And then bam! 59 seconds into the second round, Holm unleashes that head kick she'd been perfecting. Rousey goes down, and just like that, the unbeatable champ is beaten. UFC President Dana White was in complete shock, probably feeling the sting of millions burning in the background as another megastar crumbled right before his eyes. But here's the thing. It wasn't just about that one kick. Holm showed up with a complete game plan. She knew she couldn't beat Rousey at her own game, so she changed the rules. She used her striking, her movement, and her fight IQ to nullify Rousey's grappling.
McGregor, the southpaw in the green trunks.
Holm proved preparation beats raw talent. But what if you had no time to prepare at all? One cocky champ learned the hard way that some dogs bite hardest when backed into a corner. The fight that went from sideshow to main event in the blink of an eye. So we got Conor McGregor, the UFC's golden boy, strutting around like he owns the place. He's set to fight Rafael dos Anjos, but then bam, dos Anjos gets injured. Enter Nate Diaz, taking the fight on just 11 days' notice. Talk about a plot twist. McGregor's moving up 2 weight classes, thinking he's going to steamroll this last-minute replacement. But Diaz? He's not some pushover. He's got that Stockton swagger and a gas tank that just won't quit. Round 1, McGregor's landing some shots, looking good. But Diaz? He's like a Terminator, just keeps coming forward. By round 2, McGregor's starting to slow down. That's when Diaz turns it up. He starts tagging McGregor with those patented Stockton slaps. McGregor's rocked, and before you know it, Diaz has his back. 4:12 into the second round, it's all over. Diaz locks in that rear naked choke, and the unthinkable happens. McGregor taps. The arena goes wild. Dana White's probably having a heart attack in the back. But here's the real kicker. Diaz wasn't even training for a fight. He was on a yacht in Cabo when he got the call. Talk about being ready for anything.
I thought I'd win that fight. They can't have a like me winning. I'm too real for this sport. They're gonna get me out when they can, but it's all good though.
After the fight, Diaz drops that iconic line. I'm not surprised, mother****. Cold as ice. This fight wasn't just about technique. It was about mental toughness. Diaz had that I don't give a fuck attitude, and it paid off big time. He showed up, took his shots, and waited for his moment. Speaking of not giving a there's one woman who took that to a whole new level. She walked in against the baddest female fighter on the planet and walked out a champion. How? By doing the one thing nobody thought possible. Meet Julianna Peña, the chick who had the nerve to step up to Amanda Nunes. Now, Nunes? She was on a tear. We're talking 12 wins in a row, 2 belts, and a rep as the most badass woman in UFC history. She was crushing everyone in her path. But Peña? She wasn't impressed. This girl lost 2 of her last 4 fights and still had the balls, or whatever you get what I mean, to challenge the champ. Most people thought she was crazy. Hell, even Dana White probably thought she was nuts. Come fight night, Nunes is doing her thing in round 1, but then round 2 hits and it's like someone flipped a switch. Peña starts bringing the heat. She's in Nunes' face, throwing hands like there's no tomorrow. Nunes is getting tired, and Peña? She's just getting started. Next thing you know, Peña's got Nunes hurt. She takes her back and locks in that rear naked choke. The whole arena goes silent. No way, right? But then it happens. Nunes taps. The Lioness just got tamed. After the fight, Peña's all swagger. She's like, "I told you, don't ever doubt me again." Girl walked the walk and talked the talk. Meanwhile, Nunes is all class, saying, "Congratulations to Julianna. She's a warrior." But here's the real kicker. Peña didn't just win with skills. She won because she believed in herself when no one else did. She walked in there knowing she could win, and that confidence, it was her secret weapon. You think Peña's win was wild? Hold on to your seats.
All right, gentlemen, remember the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions.
We're about to dive into a fight where the underdog had 1 eye, 2 weeks to train, and a chip on his shoulder the size of England. Michael Bisping was about to show the world what real determination looks like. UFC 199. Luke Rockhold, the champ, thinking he's got an easy defense. But then Chris Weidman gets injured, and who steps up? Michael the Count Bisping. This dude's a plus 500 underdog coming off a movie set, and he's only got 1 good eye. Most people would have laughed it off, but not Bisping. So the fight starts, and everyone's waiting for Rockhold to steamroll this last-minute replacement. But Bisping, he's got other plans. He's moving, he's jabbing, he's keeping Rockhold guessing. And then, bam! 3:36 into the first round, Bisping lands a left hook that rocks Rockhold. He follows up with a right hand, and just like that, it's lights out. The arena goes nuts. Dana White's probably having flashbacks to McGregor versus Diaz. But for Bisping, it's the moment he's been waiting for his whole career. 10 years of ups and downs, near misses, and heartbreaks. And now, he's finally done it. He's the champ. After the fight, Bisping's all fired up. He's like, "I always felt I was capable of doing this." And you know what? He's right. This dude never stopped believing in himself, even when the whole world counted him out. But here's the real kicker. It wasn't just about skill or strategy. It was about heart. Bisping walked into that octagon with 1 eye and a decade of setbacks, but he also brought an unbreakable spirit. He proved that in MMA, it's never too late to achieve your dreams if you keep pushing forward. All right, we've seen some wild upsets, but get this. A dude who looked like your average Joe from Long Island somehow managed to dethrone the king of the welterweights in less time than it takes to microwave a burrito. For real, how did Serra shock the world? UFC 69 2007. Georges St-Pierre, the welterweight champ, is on top of his game. He's coming off a dominant win over Matt Hughes, and everyone's thinking he's going to steamroll his next opponent. Enter Serra, a plus 850 underdog. This guy's basically walking into a lion's den with a plastic fork. But Serra? He's not sweating it. He's like, every round I'm in there with the guy is a round I shouldn't be in there with him. People are thinking. This dude's got nothing to lose and everything to gain. So the fight starts, and everyone's waiting for GSP to do his thing. But Serra's not playing by the script. Instead of going for takedowns, he's throwing hands. He's pressuring GSP, looking for openings. And then, boom. Serra lands a looping right hand that catches GSP off guard. GSP's wobbling, and Serra smells blood. He unleashes a flurry of punches, and just like that, the ref's stepping in. 3 minutes and 25 seconds into the first round, it's all over. Matt Serra, the ultimate underdog, is the new welterweight champ. The crowd's going nuts. Dana White's probably having a meltdown backstage, and GSP, he's all class, saying, "Tonight I got beat by a better fighter than myself." But here's the real kicker. Serra didn't just win with his fists, he won with his mind. He walked in there believing he could shock the world, and that belief was his secret weapon. He proved that in MMA, a single punch can change everything, no matter the odds. So we've seen some crazy stuff, right? Holm kicking Rousey's reign to the curb, Diaz slapping McGregor back to reality, Peña taming the Lioness, Bisping proving one eye is enough, and Serra, the pizza chef, serving up a cold dish to GSP. What's the deal here? These underdogs weren't just lucky. They had guts, brains, and a killer instinct. They saw a chance and grabbed it like their lives depended on it. Here's the thing about MMA. It's wild. One punch, one kick, one mistake, and bam, the champ's belt is gone. No one's invincible in that cage. Not Rousey, not McGregor, not even GSP. So who's next? Which underdog's gonna shock us all? Damn, I can't wait to find out. 'Cause in MMA, anything can happen, and it usually does.